Hey, grace and peace, everybody. Good morning. There is no thumbnail. There was no title, any of that kind of good jazz. I just wanted to jump in. I came in this morning and checking on the system and the power went off again. So actually there's a problem with my air conditioner upstairs. So I think it had something to do with it. Anyway, power was off in the studio, turned it back on, want to make sure everything was working right. So I said I would do a quick live stream and check the system, get some audio check from you all. And I got a couple of things I want to talk about. So very quickly, I'm going to say shout out. Good morning, man, Waller. Good morning. Good morning. I just want to say thank y'all so much for September. I'm going to call this Thankful Thursday. And thank you all, whether you are day one or this is your first day, you've watched, the 3,400 other videos I've done, or this is your very first video. Thank you. Last month, I set some goals for myself and you all absolutely demolished them. And I just want to say thanks. From watching the videos to clicking the like button to hitting the subscribe button, everything. Every metric was over the top. And I just want to say thanks. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're finding value. I'm hoping you're finding value in this social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective. And thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. From, again, jumping into the best live chat when literally I just hit the button, jumping in, or clicking on the notification bell when I let you know ahead of time, which, by the way, I will be doing my watch party. We'll do this tonight at 6:00 because I have a surprise for y'all. So I'll let you know about that in a second. But again, to everybody, thank you so much. It means a lot as content creators to have you all, because we do this for y'all. So the fact that you all find value in it, you check us out, you watch, you share, you comment, all that kind of good jazz. I don't know why I'm doing the dark Sith thing today. I don't know why I'm doing that. All right. It's almost officially hoodie season. If you don't know, I love hoodies and I have a lot of them. So I will be wearing hoodies quite a bit. So as content creators, knowing that you all enjoy the content that we put out, whether we're doing a collaboration with another content creator or we tell you to go check out another content creator and drop a green heart in the chat when you go, that kind of stuff like that. It means a lot that we're building community, digital community here, albeit it doesn't replace your physical community. Knowing that you find value here, it means a lot to us. So thank you again to everybody. I really appreciate it. I wanted to go over a couple of quick numbers. And then I got some fun stuff to talk about. And I was going to talk about it later, but, we'll do it. We'll do it. All right. So for the month, hold on, did I do this right? All right, here we go. Yo, September, y'all killed it. Like, I can't, I'm floored by how amazing September was. So September, my goal was to have 40,000 likes. I wanted to have 40,000 likes on my videos because most of the time people don't hit the like button. I don't know why, but it's kind of a known thing that about, somewhere in the ballpark or about 3% of the people that watch your video are going to hit the like button. That's just a reality. So if 100 people watch a video, 3 of them will hit the like button. It is what it is. Now, it's more when you do live streams, but really when the smoke clears, it's not going to be much better. So the goal was last month was for September, real quick. And I'm just talking with y'all about this. So the goal was last month was for us to hit 40,000 likes because the month previous we had 28. And I was like, man, I can hit 40. We can do 40 and that'll be that'll work. So it doesn't tell me what the percentage is. What do you know about that? Real quick, let me do the percent real quick before I tell you how many y'all hit the like button. Like y'all abused the like button. The abuse button got a concussion last month. That's all I can say because y'all hit that like, okay. All right. So my goal was 40,000. I thought that would be a good, stretch goal from the month previous. You all hit that like button 53,537 times. Y'all abused that like button. Y'all abused that like button. Let's start calling y'all the like button abusers. So that's basically, the average is about 3%. So that means that we average about 5%, which is still pretty crazy for a channel of this size, that 5% of the people hit the like button. Now there's some videos that literally, it had like 20% like ratio, where like 20% of the people liked the video, which is, again, bonkers. So I just want to say thank you. Now, that was one goal I had. My other goal was to hit 1 million views in the month of September. I said, I want to hit 1 million views. I've only done it once, and I said, I want to hit 1 million views. I want to put out content that people want to watch, and they want to watch this content 1 million times. I did not hit 1 million. I hit 963,980 views last month, which is still out of this world crazy, because the watch time, and that watch time is just, how much time people spend on your channel, was over 100,000 hours of watch hours last month, which is, again, absolutely, if you talk to any other content creators of this size, that's incredible. And we didn't even talk about the most staggering of metrics. We added to the JWhip. Matter of fact, in the chat right now, there's 25 people in the chat. How many people do you think joined the JWhip podcast in the month of September? Just put it in the chat what you think, if you don't mind. Just tell me what you think. How many people said, you know what? I'm going to subscribe to this guy. He's talking loud. I like his bald head. I like his baseball caps. How many people do you think actually said, you know what, I'm going to subscribe to this guy? Shout out to Amethyst. I love her. Good morning, friend. Welcome, Waller. Y'all, look at this. Christine, brand new member, not a brand new member. I apologize. Been a member for 11 months. Blessing what's up? You've been around for a while. You've seen quite a bit. All right. How many? Okay. Maybe 100 members. 100 subscribers last month. Okay. That's a good guess. Keep going. How many do you think joined the JWhip podcast from September 1st to September 30th in that month period? Got 100 as a guess. Okay. 500. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm going to open up Social Blade so you can see it on Social Blade. 350. Okay. I see y'all. Okay. You going big with the numbers? I see you. I see you. $10,000. Okay. That's audacious. That's my goal for this month. All right. Salutations. Good to see you. So you like podcasts? Hello. 350. You think 350 people subscribed to the channel last month? Okay. 360. What is that? What's that game show where everybody would guess a number and then they would just add like $1 to the one before it? What's the name of that show? Price is Right or something? What's going on, Q? Good morning. I just wanted to talk real quick, say thank you. I had a quick video I wanted to do, and I got to tell you about a whole bunch of shenanigans we're going to do the rest of the week. It was called The Price is Right. Okay, that's what I thought. Where like somebody would guess, like, oh, the washer costs $350, and the next person paid $351. All right, let's not even take too long on this, Jason. Last month, the month of September. Okay, Marshall, shout out to Marshall the Plug. Shout out to Tina. I didn't say good morning to you. Marshall the Plug says 4,000 people joined the JWhip podcast last month. Okay, that's a guess. Okay, anybody else? Any other takers? Last month, the daily average was 203 people subscribe to the channel every single day last month. Grand total of 6,400 people joined this channel last month. That's insane. That is absolutely, add to it that we hit 50,000 subscribers last month as well. That's insane. I mean, that is absolutely insane. And I just want to say thank you to every last one of y'all. That's amazing. And I don't know if many of you all know, and I probably haven't told y'all this story in some time. So about 2 years ago, my entire YouTube channel, I was still doing social and political commentary. I was doing sermon reviews and such like that. My entire YouTube channel got deleted by YouTube. Entire channel. I was doing a live stream one day, and I just populate people right here. Like, hey, there's Marshall. Hey, there's Q right there. And and I was just bringing people's names up as I usually do, shouting them out and saying what's happening. How is everybody doing? Yeah, Q was with me. Q remembers. I might have called Q crying afterwards. And I brought somebody's name up, and I didn't know the name. The name was like Jim Bob, right? But the picture that the person had was a very bad picture. It was a very bad picture. It was horrible. And I saw it and I said, oh my. And I pulled it up. I said, oh my, and dropped it down and kept the live stream going. Everything was fine. It was on the screen for maybe all of 11 seconds, tops. And I don't remember what day it was, but it was a nighttime live stream. We were just talking, blah, blah, blah. I pulled somebody's picture up. I was like, oh, hey, gonna keep on going. And kept like that. And kept it moving. I woke up the next morning to an email from YouTube saying, because I violated community guidelines, my entire channel had been deleted. And they give you if you ever get on the YouTube's bad side, let me tell you right now, if you think the DMV is bad with like giving you information, if you think any governmental organization is bad at giving you information, you've never been on the bad side of YouTube. They will give you nothing. I mean, nothing. So they took my entire channel down. And at this point, I had not actually crossed over into like actually making good content, if you will. Let's be honest. I don't think the content was really that good. They said your channel's been taken down because of guidelines. And I thought I was on. You have to go on Twitter and reach out to them. And lo and behold, they finally sent me an email. So I went to Twitter. What's it called? YouTube support on Twitter. And you can reach out to them that way. And finally got an email back from them, and they explained what happened. And they said I had put adult spicy content on my channel. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they were referring to that time when I pulled up that person's picture, and it was an inappropriate picture as their avatar. And I said, hold on. So YouTube knows that the picture was inappropriate the second I put it up on the screen. And I said, well, hold on, YouTube. If you know the picture was inappropriate, why did you allow them to upload it onto the social platform in the first place? Because if you could tell within thankfully, by God's grace, shout out to StreamYard, I had the copy of the video because they deleted everything. So otherwise I would have had no evidence. And I said, wait, I have the evidence right here. And I sent it. I said, it's on here for maybe 7-8 seconds tops. And I said, and you can clearly hear me say, whoa, hey, oh, and you can see the whole thing. I played it for him and sent it to him. I said, this is inappropriate. I said, you allowed them to put it on here. And they said no. And so I want to say it was 5 days total with my channel gone. And I'm a retired school teacher, so I do YouTube as my midlife crisis, if you will, my reinventing myself. So I was really sad. I was like, dang, man, this is terrible. Like, dog, your boy I got my whole channel deleted because of a comment. Matter of fact, some people ask, why do I make most of my live streams are subscriber only? For that reason alone, because when you don't make it subscriber only, you can get, you can get deluged by bots. You can get spicy content, links thrown in there, all that kind of stuff. That's why only moderators can put links in my comments. So, oh yeah, by the way, I'll take a little pin side note. If you leave me a comment and it has a link in it, a hashtag or a link, just know that it's not going to populate in the main comment section. I have to actually clear it to allow it to populate. So the likelihood is don't put a link in. Don't put a link and don't put hashtags, because a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, you've been deleting my comments." No, they're in the folder that YouTube set up for all links and hashtags. I have to clear them to let them go in there. So I just want y'all to know that I'm not deleting comments. But I digress. So it literally was 5 days. I want to say 5, maybe even 7 days, a week, where I didn't have my YouTube channel. I had lost my channel because of the spicy content that YouTube allowed to be on there, mind you. And I bet you I could even go back and find it. I bet you that channel probably is still up, right? But I kept fighting with them every day. I would send them the evidence that they needed and the such like that. And finally, they let me have my channel back. They gave me back my channel. They didn't delete it, I guess. They just blocked it and made it. They took it away from me. So they didn't delete the content. They just took it away from me. I had no more access to it. And so I'm telling you that story because that was when I started looking at adding more value to my content. For whatever reason, while I was in the sin bin, while I was on, the penalty box by YouTube, I really started looking at, am I giving good value on my content anyway? Maybe I need a clean slate. Maybe I should get rid of the content and start all over again. And when they gave me the channel back, I really committed to trying to add more value. Now, by no means do I think I've arrived or I'm the high priest of good content on YouTube. I don't think I'm the best at all by miles. But I know that I'm doing better than I was. Okay. And that being the case, if you go look through my crates, there's some terrible videos in there. There's some bad videos in there. And I just leave them up because I laugh at myself sometimes. But my goal has now been, once I got my channel back, I wanted to make sure I was adding value and trying to make it better. So that's why I took a class on live streaming. I've taken courses on editing, all that kind of stuff like that. I do mic checks to make sure that my audio sounds better, so on and so forth. Kiana will text me if I don't sound right. Marshall will shoot me an email, all that kind of stuff. So, okay. The reason why I'm so dogmatic about it is because I want these kind of results every month. So if you just jumped in, I just want to say thank you so much for the month of September. I want to continue to give this type of value every month, where 6,400 people say they want to subscribe to this channel. And now it says 952. I think Social Blade is off by 10,000. But anyway, 950,000 times people want to watch this content. That's crazy. That is absolutely mind-blowing to me. So I want to keep doing this type of stuff for you all because I do it. I enjoy it. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that I enjoy making this content, but I also like making content that you all want to tap into. And if you all don't want to tap in on it, then I need to give y'all content that y'all want to watch. To be honest, I don't want to say, oh, I'm going to talk about stuff that I'm interested in. Because if you know me personally, you know that there's a lot of stuff that I'm personally interested in that I would absolutely love to talk about. I was literally getting ready. I said, man, I would love to talk about this today. I mean, these people don't tap in and watch me talk about this kind of craziness. I'm not going to do that. These people want certain things and I want to give them those certain things. So last month, clearly, 6,400 of y'all said, I like what you're doing over here, Jason. 952,000 times people said, I like what you're doing. 100,000 watch hours later, 53,000 times they pressed that like button. And I really don't even know how many comments. I'm sure it was somewhere in the millions of comments because there's comments that maybe not millions. That's kind of aggressive. I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of comments last month. That's something YouTube doesn't do. I wish they would do that. Now I think about it, I'd like to know how many comments I got last month. Anyway, thank you. Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate it. Okay. What does this talk about? I'm just looking right here. Okay. I see y'all. Thank you. Appreciate you tapping in. So what we got going on today? I want to look at Nancy Grace. She talked about these conspiracies, and I want to kind of like bring everybody up to speed because I got a feeling next week is going to probably be very interesting. So Nancy Grace talked about pretty much everything that's been going on for the last 2 weeks or so since the Charlie Kirk assassination. And I feel like she brought them up to a pretty good speed. So if you haven't been keeping up or whatever of that nature, her video was informative, I thought. But then also tonight, the watch party, we've been doing the watch party around 5 o'clock. I have an appointment today, so I'm gonna do it around 6:30. Now, because I'm gonna be doing it, I'm putting you all out. I decided to do something fun today, and I think you'll enjoy it. Let me see if I can pull this in. And if you are a member of the channel, you've already seen this. We are going to play, the first time ever, we're going to play Candy Bingo. We're going to play bingo watching Candace's most recent video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this afternoon, I'm going to drop the link to this board. There's about 40 of them. It's about 40 of them. So you'll click on the link and you'll get your own customized bingo board. And while we're playing or while we're watching Candace's video today, we'll just play bingo. And there's some crazy things on here. I think you all will enjoy it. I need to put a free space on here. I just realized there's no free space on there. Bang, free space added. All right. I think you all will enjoy it. It's always fun. We used to do this when we did critical race theory bingo and such like that. So I think you will enjoy it. And I'll drop the link for it this afternoon toward this afternoon as a community post. If you're a member of the channel, you've already seen it, and you can see that it's pretty ridiculous. And I think we'll have a good time doing it. All right, let's keep this game rolling now. I'm glad that you like it. Yes, please make sure you like the video. Absolutely. You know what? Okay, how many of y'all in here? Let's do this. Okay. The only problem with the bingo game is I can't put my bingo board on the screen. So I'm going to try that so you all can see my bingo board while I'm playing bingo. I think I can do that. All right, so let's do that. And then I'll play bingo while we're watching Nancy's video. So then we can see if it works right. Because that's what I want to see. So this will be a good test. Yes, there we go. All right, so all right, bang. I got my bingo board. Okay, now. Oh, this is going to be ridiculous. So this is going to be ridiculous. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Okay, I'm going to drop the link here. There's going to be now there's no way for me to see your bingo board. Okay. So we just have to trust each other. So here's the link so we can try it. All right. So there's the link. Grab yourself a bingo board. Let me get another screen. Let me see if I can do this right. It's a great test. I'm glad I did this. Thank you. Okay, so that does work. All right, so, because now I'll know if I can do this tonight. There we go. Perfect. All right. All right. Okay. So I've added myself into it. Okay, and okay, some reason or that. There we go. But how do I make this screen? Okay, I'm going to have to play bingo by the side because it's not allowing me to do what I was hoping to be able to do. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to drop this one out. We'll still watch Nancy, but I'm going to play bingo on the side because it's not, some reason or another, it's not allowing me to pull in so y'all can see my bingo board. Yeah. All right. I'll try it again next time. All right. Learning new things. Okay. Let's check this out anyway. All right. From Law and Crime. Let's go.
Breaking news tonight, the Charlie Kirk shooting.
Can y'all real quick green heart me in the chat when y'all can hear? What's going on, Talib? Good morning, brother. How are you? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, friend. Great brother up there in the Northeast. Let's go.
Suspect's $1 million defense, and we're paying for it. This as the defendant claims no one was in danger. Really? His family insisting he's never set foot on the campus anyway, and that it's not him caught on video. Okay, who should I believe, you or my lying eyes? Does it all boil down to this? Confessions, DNA, and Grandpa's rifle. The evidence stacking up. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
It's about 2 minutes in when the shot was fired.
All witnesses are reporting that all they heard was a single shot that was fired.
That he reached up to his neck and blood was starting to gush out of his neck.
And it hit him in the carotid artery, and that caused a bleed out almost immediately.
The Charlie Kirk shooting suspect, court appearance yesterday. He did not show his face. This, as we hear his roommate, his romantic partner, apparently laying low even in a safe house. You know, Charlie Kirk didn't have that opportunity, did he? This as the suspect's family also laying low. But tonight we are learning some family members insisting, what? He's never set foot on the campus before. Okay, I guess all the cameras are lying. So what does that mean? It's not him we see on the video? So much happening. Straight out to Sydney Sumner, Crime Stories investigative reporter. How are certain family members claiming that he, the suspect, never has been on that campus? How is that happening? Am I supposed to ignore what he said in the text to his romantic partner roommate?
According to Candace Owens, you are supposed to ignore those texts because they were authored by FBI agents and not Tyler Robinson to Lance.
Okay, but stop. I'm sorry. My earpiece must not be working correctly because I thought for sure, Sydney Sumner, I heard you say that there is a theory that all the texts that the alleged shooter sent his romantic partner roommate were actually written by the FBI. Did you say that?
I didn't. Candace Owens did on her stream yesterday afternoon. So she took the step further. We've already heard rumors that Gen Zers are saying, I've never heard a 22-year-old talk like that over text message. This is really weird. And she came out and made that accusation yesterday that these text messages are part of an FBI cover-up, and an FBI agent without a modicum of intelligence wrote those text messages.
Okay, so the FBI agent was in on the whole thing, that it was the grandpa's long gun, and the alleged shooter couldn't retrieve it, and was caught on cam at a Dairy Queen waiting to go back into the trees and bushes to get his gun. So the FBI agent that this conservative influencer is talking about, what, is a clairvoyant? He was in on the whole thing, or what? Did he plant the gun too? This from Candace Owens. Sydney, help me out. What is she claiming?
Well, Nancy, so Owens is claiming that these text messages include every single detail that police had tracking Tyler Robinson up until the point that he was arrested. So we're hearing reports now from law enforcement sources that Robinson actually had a run-in with police near UVU campus the evening after the shooting, and they believe he was trying to make a move to retrieve that rifle. Now, law enforcement already had the rifle in their possession. They already knew what model it was. They already knew that it had a big $2,000 scope on it. So Owens is pointing out that these text messages include every single detail of the planning, of the shooting, of the rifle that was used in the shooting, and that feels a little bit suspicious. She finds that odd that this 34 ACT scorer would do that.
So now, here we go. The floodgates are open. I haven't even gotten to the hearing that went down yesterday and what, if anything, it means to the defense and the state. We are bombarded by these insane theories that the FBI secretly wrote all the texts from Robinson, the alleged shooter.
Second. Okay, I'm going to stop for a hot second. If you're playing Candyland bingo with me, let me show you my bingo board. At the current moment, I'm doing pretty well. I got Dairy Queen. Oh, best friend. He said best friend. Free space. Now, you get free space if you hit the like button on this video. If you hit the like button, you automatically get free space. Oh, let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all. All right. Oh, that's actually better. And I got text message. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Okay, not bad. We're going to play this more. Did they say Charlie? She did say, I think she did say Charlie in the beginning. She said Charlie Kirk. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Okay, I'm good. So if you're playing Candy Bingo with us, I wanted to just try it out. The link is in the chat. If the moderators can make sure that the link is in the chat, you can get your own bingo board. I have not found a way to be able to see your bingo board, though. That would be the best. If there was some way to actually see your bingo board so we can all keep up with it, that would be phenomenal. But anyway, if you want to play along with me, I just trust you when you hit bingo. When you hit bingo, you will, of course, automatically be put on the Polish beekeeper hit list. So just be careful. But anyway, that's it. Let's keep it going. Let's go.
Shooter to his roommate, his romantic partner, Lance Twiggs. Okay,
she said roommate.
Sky Lazaro joining me, state and federal criminal defense attorney with Ray, Quinney, and Niebecker. Sky, just take off your defense hat one moment, if that's possible.
I can do it.
This is fodder for the defense. It's complete fodder. Now, any defense attorney in their right mind would likely not claim that the texts were sent by the FBI because there's just too much knowledge in those texts that nobody else would know all those details other than the sender. But that said, this is muddying the water for the state. All these conspiracy theories have gone wild, and basically the defense can sit back and pick and choose which crazy, zany conspiracy theory they're going to present to the jury. They don't even have to come up with a trial strategy. The online sleuths are doing it for them.
I couldn't agree more. In this case, this is the best thing that can happen, because if you got a jury pool is fighting with each other about conspiracy theories or this happened or this didn't happen, I mean, that's the best thing that can happen to you.
Put her up. I want to actually see her face. Sky Lazaro has won a lot of cases, but I want to see her face. Did you just say, with apparently a straight face, that the defense could blame the government for Charlie Kirk's assassination?
No.
This rogue FBI agent really did it.
No defense attorney is going to do that. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in this case. What my point was is, when you have a jury pool who's out there, who's getting all of this information and hearing this from different platforms, and I think, Candace Owen said millions of viewers yesterday, people believe that stuff. And if you have a jury pool that is divided on whether or not the government had a hand in this or covered it up or something else, I mean, that's grounds for jury nullification somewhere along the way.
Chris McDonough, help me. Look, I know that some of these wild claims, which we're about to hear, are zany, but when I'm sitting in the prosecutor's chair and I've got Charlie Kirk's widow sitting behind me, waiting for me to somehow wave a magic wand and make it all turn out right, and you're confronted with theories like what's being thrown out right now, polluting the jury pool, it's overwhelming. Yes, I'm angry. I am angry. All the make-believe and pretend theories that are out there as to who assassinated Charlie Kirk in cold blood. Now a rogue FBI agent did it. You can't laugh it off, Chris, as tempting as it is. McDonough is a former homicide investigator. He worked Vice. He's worked every angle for the state. He's now the star of the Interview Room on YouTube, director of the Cold Case Foundation. Chris, this is not a joke. This is real. You get one nut jar. Look at O.J. Simpson. Really? People really believe the police could hold it together and create a conspiracy? It's total BS. Same thing here.
Yeah, absolutely, Nancy. I mean, and more than anybody, being in that courtroom, to hear craziness like this. I mean, this is just irresponsible right now. I mean, the fact that you have this allegation that, some other dude, i.e. law enforcement, the government, whoever, had set this kid up, and it's, some gigantic conspiracy, et cetera.
Him up? What kid are you talking about?
Well,
what kid
Tyler
are we
Robinson,
talking about? Is there somehow a middle school shooter? I mean, I don't know. What kid are you talking about?
Well, we're talking about Tyler Robinson, right? I mean, and by the way, I interviewed the undersheriff.
He is no kid.
Well, I agree with you, but he's also not the smartest tool in the shed, even though he has.
She's kind of torqued off about him calling him a kid. I understand what he's saying. I mean, this gentleman's got to be every bit of 60 years old. So technically, Tyler Robinson is a kid to him. That's what I thought he was saying. I don't think he was excusing him from being a criminal or doing this deed. Take it down a notch, Nancy. Calm down.
IQ that's extremely high. The fact that he's left all the evidence behind him and in front of him, by the way, I think this is part of a play somewhere from somebody.
Wait.
The fact that
the conspiracy theories are going to make a lot of hay out of what you said just then about leaving
line
evidence
'em
out.
up.
They're going to claim it was planted, and I don't want to hear another word about he's too dumb to pull it off. This guy won a nearly $40,000 scholarship. Control room, please pull that video up. Do I have to convince McDonough again for Pete? Listen.
Received the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
Yeah, well, the state saved a lot of money on that one.
Yeah. all that opportunity, all that advantage, and what did he do? What were you saying about the undersheriff?
Well, I interviewed the undersheriff, and he confirmed that everything that is being said online is not true. First of all, Tyler Robinson's father was not in law enforcement. It was his friend, and that's still being projected out there. Second, he did turn himself into the jail with a friend of his who was retired law enforcement. And that's not a conspiracy. That's facts.
You know what? You're branching out into even more conspiracy theories, and normally I would chastise you for getting off the point, but you're right. Another conspiracy theory. And let's take a look at the source of some of the conspiracy theories.
Any person with a modicum of intelligence is going to go, I'm not going to put this down in writing with every detail. And apparently whoever offered those messages, likely feds, didn't have a modicum of intelligence. The family says that the photo of the young man that is coming up the stairs, which was shared, that blurry image, is definitively not Tyler Robinson. And when I put together what I'm being told by Lance's family and what I'm hearing from the Robinson family through a third party, I will say that it matches. It kind of seems like they're agreeing. One family's going, hey, Lance is kind of evil. Why is he getting cleared? And the other one's going, Tyler's not this guy.
Okay, I really don't know where to start with that big, steaming, stinky crock of BS I just heard. That is from Candace Owens. Let's just break it down very quickly, and then maybe we can actually get to the facts, the real facts, the hard evidence about what is happening now. First of all, any person with a modicum of intelligence is going to go, I'm not going to put this all down in writing, every detail. And whoever authored those messages, like the feds, don't have a modicum of intelligence. Okay, I was a Fed for 3 years before I became a felony prosecutor in Superior Court. So as a former Fed, I don't appreciate that very much. But that said, I'm very, very curious. Straight back out to Sky Lazaro joining us, veteran trial lawyer in both the state and federal criminal systems. That is a really long stretch to claim, hey, the defendant would never put so many details in his text. BS, yes, they would, because they're not that smart, Sky. Why do you think the federal and the state jails are so full? Because they're idiots.
I wish none of my clients ever wrote anything down, but that is not the reality.
No, it's not. And also, let's talk about this. To Tracy Brown joining us. You guys know Tracy very well. Body language expert and author of How to Detect Lies, Fraud, and Identity Theft. She's bodylanguagetrainer.com. Tracy, please, when you think that you are texting with your romantic partner, you say a lot more than you would say to other people, right?
I think you do, because there's a very deep trust there, I would say. One of the things that concerned me when I saw this was the perfect punctuation and capitalization, and it didn't seem age appropriate to me. So either he's so smart that he's not tuned into his generation, or something else has taken over. It's very odd.
Put her up. Just so you know, Tracy, both of my twins text nonstop to me, and their punctuation is always perfect.
Do they really?
Trained.
Oh,
so,
wow. Okay. All
yes,
right.
Really. Yeah. So, reality check. Another thing too, Allison Paganelli joining us, forensic psychologist, esteemed forensic psychologist, joining us out of the Atlanta jurisdiction.
Shout out to
Allison Paganelli, thank you for being with us. Allison, when you are writing someone that you trust and that you love, that you're romantic with, very often you lower your guard and you say things you wouldn't normally say to anybody else. Isn't that true?
Yes.
I like that. Short and sweet. Yes.
Another
thing regarding this conspiracy theory that the FBI really wrote the text and not the defendant, the FBI would have to be clairvoyant in some way to know all the details about Grandpa's long gun and how he was trying to go back and retrieve it, and so much more contained in those texts from Tyler Robinson to his roommate.
Yes.
Okay, real quick, just because we have tons of people that just jumped in. We are playing Candyland Bingo, Conspiracy Bingo. And if the mods can just make sure that the link is in the chat. Feel free to pull up a bingo board on your phone or a tablet or something else and join along with us. I hate that I can't see everybody's board. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. So I can see your board and be able to play at the same time. That would be awesome. I wouldn't have to stop. But anyway, at the current moment, I'm cooking. Oh, by the way, if you want a free space, if your board has a free space, you can automatically get the free space if you hit the like button. So I got Dairy Queen, Best Friend, of course, free space, Charlie, Feds, and Text. This will be much funner. This will be easier when we play with Candace because there's a lot of things in here like Trust Me Bro and tip line shout out, that kind of stuff like that. That's going to pop up. It would probably be more appropriate for Candace, but I just want to test it out. So shout out to y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate y'all jumping in this morning. I just want to test this out and make sure everything worked right. Let's go.
They would be overly involved if this were the conspiracy that Candace Owens says it is. Then that would mean that the FBI was, tracking Mr. Robinson, knew of weapons that he had.
Allison, hold on just a moment. Tracking Mr. Robinson, more like setting him up. Because if the FBI is responsible, then they would have been responsible for the shooting and for setting it up and for framing him. I mean, this goes a lot deeper than faking a few texts. So you would have to believe that the FBI was in on this from the get-go. Do you really believe that? Because I find it to be a fantastical farce.
Do I believe that that's what happened? No, I don't. To me, it would be far-fetched for the FBI to pick Tyler Robinson out of many, many males and females who are online talking about various political things. He's a 22-year-old, allegedly really intelligent. He got the scholarship. It would seem to me, yeah, like I said, pretty far-fetched for them to just pick him out and decide we're going to frame this guy and we're going to send all these texts with all the details. It's just, it would have had to have been pre-planned for a long period of time. And I just don't think that's a plausible theory.
It's not plausible. Hermania Rodriguez now joining us, chief U.S. reporter with dailymail.com. Hermania, thank you for being with us. So, now that we're hashing out, this is just one conspiracy theory that the FBI really wrote the text. I haven't even gotten to what happened in court. Hermania, where is this coming from? This theory. And another thing I heard Owens claim is that the families are saying the defendant is innocent. Of course they are. They always say that. How often do you see the mother of, and by the way, this is the family that convinced him to turn himself in. All right. Now claiming, that's not him in the picture. It's just, where's this coming from?
This case has been completely riddled by conspiracy theories that have really emerged on social media, particularly on X. You talked about people saying that the text messages do not sound how a Gen Zer would speak. We saw a lot of memes being done about this.
Put her up, please. Hermania, have you noticed that everybody talking about how a Gen Zer would speak is not a Gen Zer? Okay, so consider the source on that. Go ahead, please.
Correct. This was all speculation based on nothing specific. But then we start seeing these same conspiracies emerge from Candace Owens' show. Now, it's important to remember that Candace Owens is not a typical journalist. She claims that she's been speaking to the family of Tyler Robinson, who allegedly claims that that's not their son involved. However, we don't really have evidence about this. She's not saying which people she's speaking to. She actually mentioned in the clip that you showed that she's talking to them through a third person. So a lot of what Candace Owens is saying on her show seems to lead to other of the conspiracy theories that she has been peddling about Charlie Kirk and who would have wanted to have him gone, according to her.
Another issue to Sky Lazaro joining as veteran trial lawyer out of the Utah jurisdiction. Sky, so much of it is fantastical. But when you see the 12 in the box, you don't know what they're really thinking. I mean, I would try to get as up close and personal to each juror as I could without getting reprimanded by the judge. And I mean physically close to them, right up to the jury rail, if I could, to look them in the eye and watch them the way I'm watching you right now as they answered each question. And the questions, after the typical, where do you work? How long have you been there? Do you have a family? Do you know the defendant? Do you know anybody in his family? Blah, blah, blah. I would look right at them and hold their gaze to see if they looked away, if they blinked rapidly, if they had mannerisms that suggested they had to think about their answers. Were they concealing something? You never know, Sky, what they're really thinking. And we've seen so many jurors recently that have gone online and investigated the case themselves, which is prohibited during a trial. You've got to be really careful that one of these jurors haven't gotten sucked down the conspiracy drain.
That's 100% correct. I think our biggest fear as trial lawyers are the people who really want to be there. You almost want jurors who don't want to be there because they're probably less involved in the case. But you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter how much you do in voir dire, how close you get to them. You never know really what those people are thinking deep down, or if they have any affiliations or have gone down these conspiracy theory rat holes and just want to be a part of this case. And the other thing is, unless you sequester them, it's almost impossible to keep them offline during a trial.
And of course, this is a defense team's fantasy. It's the juror fantasy game that they're playing right now, largely fueled by sleuths. Tonight, we are dealing with the facts as we know them now. Not he said, she said, the third cousin twice removed told the gas station attendant this, and then they called me, blah, blah, blah. But here are just a few of the conspiracy theories that are spinning out right now. And trust me, believe you me, the defense is writing everyone down. Listen.
Any person with a modicum of intelligence is going to go, I'm not going to put this down in writing with every detail. And apparently whoever offered those messages, likely feds, didn't have a modicum of intelligence. The family says that the photo of the young man that is coming up the stairs, which was shared, that blurry image, is definitively not Tyler Robinson. And when I put together what I'm being told by Lance's family and what I'm hearing from the Robinson family through a third party, I will say that it matches. It kind of seems like they're agreeing. One family's going, hey, Lance is kind of evil. Why is he getting cleared? And the other one's going, Tyler's not this guy.
From Candace Owens. Hi, guys. The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that is great news for all American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many people, the only way...
I forgot about that ad read. Sorry about that, y'all.
Of two. Had a little girl, little boy, wife Erica.
Like him or hate him, he's a media figure. He was magnetic.
Charlie Kirk is one of these people that is a firebrand. They know he is one of these guys who he stood up for what he believes in.
Candace Owens claims a source close to the Robinson family believe Robinson is being framed. Has never been to UVU campus. Robinson's parents know the blurry photos distributed by law enforcement are not their son. Robinson never confessed to his father, and he did not write the messages to Lance Twiggs on September 10th.
Why are you playing that? I just said we're going to be dealing with facts tonight, not zany conspiracy theories that are handing over wild ideas for the defense to pursue in front of a jury. No, let's go to the courtroom. Listen to what the judge just said.
As this case moves forward, Mr. Robinson's constitutional rights will be protected at every stage. He sits before this court presumed innocent, and that presumption remains unless and until each element of every offense charged against him is proved beyond a reasonable doubt. At the same time, and as applicable, Victims are entitled under our Constitution to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, free from harassment or abuse. Justice demands that both of these principles, the rights of the accused and the rights of victims, be honored without compromise.
Cindy Sunrun, we're hearing the judge right there, Judge Tori Graff speaking, talking about being fair, not just to the defendant, but to the victims, the state as well. Why did everybody go berserk when the judge said he was going to be fair? I don't get it. What's wrong with that?
I found nothing wrong with it. I think the judge made the decision to speak on this issue and speak on keeping things fair because this is such a charged case. Going forward, they really want to protect the defendant, the victim, the future jury. At this latest hearing, attendees who came in person were not allowed to have bags. They were not allowed to wear any kind of face covering that could possibly conceal their identity. There are serious security concerns with this upcoming trial, with all of the hearings up until the trial, and they want to make sure everyone feels safe and secure in that courtroom.
You know, to Germania Rodriguez joining us, chief U.S. reporter with Daily Mail, I respect the judge because the judge is standing up to people, the baying mob that is demanding one thing, or all the conspiracy theorists who are demanding another thing. And he is saying he's going to be fair and they can all go straight to H-E-double-L. Of course, I'm paraphrasing right there, that he is going to do the right thing. Tell me, Sydney was just talking about the security measures taken for, this is just the hearing, and the defendant didn't even show his face. Profound security measures taken. Explain, Germania.
That's right. This was a hearing that was open to the public. So officials had to take extra steps to protect those that were there and also make sure that the influx of people into the courtroom, that everyone was safe. And that is why the judge made these statements. This case has caused so much commotion around the world and the country, and people wanted to show up to this hearing, even though, as you mentioned, we didn't even see Tyler Robinson on the video. So the judge made sure to say, under these circumstances where we have all this extra security, where the president of the United States is talking about, I will not put my finger on the scale of justice. And it was a message, I think, that needed to be said in this case.
You know, the fact that he kept the hearing open to the public as is ordered by the U.S. Constitution in the face of what many consider to be a copycat shooting, to me, shows great bravery on the part of the judge. Listen to this.
A 29-year-old Texas man opens fire on an ICE facility in Dallas. Joshua John fired indiscriminately at the building, killing one detainee and injuring two more. Bullet casings recovered at the scene were inscribed with, quote, anti-ICE. John's brother said he did not know John to be very politically motivated. The brothers grew up in nearby Allen, Texas, as Boy Scouts. One of John's Boy Scout friends remembered a conversation about immigration with John, in which he was upset that no one seemed to understand how desperate families are to get away from dangerous situations.
And there you hear a guy who is seemingly not concerned with politics before being led to a blind shooting. And this is not whether you agree with ICE or don't agree with ICE. This is a shooter, politically motivated, killing people. The fact that the judge had an open courtroom is very impressive, and standing up to both sides, both very powerful sides, wanting one outcome or the next. Now, you just heard Germania Rodriguez mention the judge referring to the scales of justice. Listen.
I will carry out my duties with fidelity, transparency, and impartiality, treating every person who appears before me with the dignity and respect they are inherently due because they are human beings. Let me be clear. I will not put my finger on the scale of justice. These proceedings will be open to the public, conducted in accordance with the law, and handled with diligence and competence to ensure that justice is never compromised.
What he means by that is, as you all know, Lady Justice carries a shield and a sword. She also holds the scales of justice in her hands. And when the judge says, I'm not putting my finger on the scale, which would tip the scales of justice, basically calling for one outcome guilty or the other not guilty by tipping the scales of justice. Is it true, Hermania Rodriguez, that the defense has already been giving carte blanche $1 million defense? They've already been given $1 million out of my wallet?
That's correct. This case is going to be really expensive for the state. And because it's a death penalty case, the state can attribute lots and lots of money for the defendant to get the best defense possible. And it doesn't have to be a public defender from the county. It can be a prominent, fancy lawyer like the one they have obtained. Her name is Catherine Nestor. And yes, reports are saying that this case, I believe it's both, and the defense will cost the state of Utah as much as $1 million.
As Utah County prepares for a high-profile trial, they are awarded $1 million of taxpayer money to fund Robinson's defense. The county hires 3 attorneys on Robinson's behalf, the team led by Catherine Nestor of Nestor Lewis in Salt Lake City. Nestor earned her law degree at the University of Texas and has more than 33 years of defense experience, working in both Salt Lake and San Diego as a public defender.
Hi guys, Crime Stories, now featuring on streamer Fox One. Joining us to help solve unsolved homicides. One.
I heard the
Darn it, man. What a rookie mistake, man. Darn. I'm putting myself in timeout. All right, I'm back. Shout out to everybody in the best live chat on the internet. We're just playing Candy Bingo and testing it out, make sure that it works. If you are interested in playing, the moderators will drop the link in the chat. I'll drop the link again tonight when we watch Candace's next episode. I think it'll be better next episode, actually, because there's a lot of words in here are really geared toward Candace's show rather than this one. So I just think it's hilarious. Anyway, at the current moment, I got Dairy Queen, Best Friend, Acclaim with no receipts, Free Space. And if you want free space, if you have that, I'm sorry, if you want free space, you have to hit the like button. And Erica, of course, Charlie, Feds, and Text at the current moment. Nobody's anything about, I need call out a random country, Jewish donors, weird, and leaks. I haven't heard leaks yet. Or I need TPUSA or Trust Me, Bro. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see it because this is ridiculous. All right. So this is my bingo board right here. If you're playing with us, shout out. I don't know a way to be able to see your bingo board, which would be phenomenal. I'm trying to figure this out. Y'all know I've been wondering on this. Hunch is on. Hunch is a word. It's just not on my bingo board. There's like 40 different scenarios. So literally every bingo board is different. So and maybe I'll go over the ones I put on there. Thank you so much, Q. There's a bingo board if you want to play. Yeah, Hunch is on there. Gut is on there. It'll be funnier. Like I know that I know. What is it? I don't know, but I know, whatever like that. It's on there. Of course, weird and strange. There's a bunch of stuff on there, but each bingo board is basically its own self. All right, let's keep it going. All right, let's finish up. This is almost finished anyway. So shout out to Nancy Grace. Let's go.
heard the gunshot go off, and that was when I started hearing a bunch of people start crying and screaming to get down. I was terrified.
The man who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk, 22-year-old Utah resident Tyler Robinson.
I'm getting bombarded right now with conspiracy theories. Okay, so I say stop the conspiracy theories, and now they're pouring in like mad. I want to take a look at the shooting suspect, the Charlie Kirk shooting suspect Robinson, on body cam. Let's see what we can learn. Watch this.
You guys have a couple different versions about what happened. So we had a third party witness that watched the entire thing. I'm just trying to clarify your guys' story a little bit. So you're heading
from that rightmost through lane through the intersection. And maybe a second or so before I reached the intersection, the light changed yellow.
Okay, you remember looking at the light?
Yeah, I was looking up at the light just before getting there.
The main thing I see right there is it looks just like he did in the video after the shooting and before the shooting, where he's wearing the sunglasses and the hat. Here's some more body cam. Let's watch.
So people on the side of you were slowing down to a stop.
I had seen someone slowing down and I wondered why they had slowed so much.
Okay.
But
why do you think that they were slowing down?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Maybe because the light was turning red?
Well, I was close enough to the light that I would end up in the intersection if I had tried to brake from that speed.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go straight out to Tracy Brown, joining us, body language expert and author of How to Detect Lies. Tracy, I'm just looking at his body language and his demeanor with the LE, law enforcement. What do you make of it, if anything?
I watched the whole video, the whole hour-long footage, and here's what's different between him and everyone else there. Because you got to ask yourself, what do you see and what's missing? And what's missing is two things. One, nervousness. So he may not have a response to trauma, and that can indicate like that can lead someone to think that, you know, what he allegedly did was okay. Everyone else, his brother, his mom, the guy in the car that he hit, showed signs of anxiety, fidgeting, wiping or touching your face, touching your neck, playing with your hair. He doesn't show anything. He keeps his hands in his pockets. Actually, he puts his thumbs in his pockets, which is framing his manhood there. And it's different than everyone else.
Put her up, please. Tracy Brown, what do you mean by putting his thumbs in his pockets is, quote, framing his manhood? I feel like I'm reading a 1969 romance novel, Framing His Manhood. Who said that?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be kind.
You.
I'm trying to be kind. It's the same moves that I've seen when I've done reads on Justin Bieber. It's showing how powerful he is, and it's aloof.
You mean by pointing to his crotch, to put it mildly?
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, like those guys that are always grabbing themselves. I didn't know that meant anything. Yep. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a power play, is what it is.
I've never heard that before.
So he's different.
I just thought it was awkward.
Well, okay, so let's put him in the situation. Standing on the corner when your car's sitting in front of you wrecked and the police have showed up and you don't know how you're getting a ride home is awkward. So we got to give him that. He doesn't show the same level of effect that everyone else involved does. And he also shows a bit of a lack of awareness of the situation and what really happened. That last part is a little more understandable, but this shows, I think it indicates how he is with law enforcement and concern for those around him and effect at a very, very intense situation.
You know, it's really interesting that you interpret his behavior in that manner because, believe it or not, Tracy, that is what other experts are saying regarding his behavior right after the shooting. You're in lockstep, you're dovetailing with what other experts have said about his demeanor right after the shooting. Listen.
Experts say Robinson's behavior after the shooting indicates he did not have a solid plan to avoid capture. Former FBI agent Michael Tabin believes Robinson likely struggled with the gravity of his actions, leading to disorientation and confusion after the shooting. Dabman says Robinson had likely come to terms with being caught and did not plan for what happened after taking the shot. Robinson waited in Orem for hours trying to recover his grandfather's Mauser and reportedly had a run-in with police on UVU campus that evening as he made a move to get to the gun.
Okay, I'm not really buying into everything our investigative reporter just said, such as he had confusion because he left the scene, he changed clothes, he lay in wait trying to get his grandpa's long gun back. That doesn't sound confused at all to me, because he knew that that gun would be traced right back to his grandpa and had been gifted to him. In fact, isn't it true, Hermanio Rodriguez, Daily Mail, that his bio dad, his father, Robinson's father, kept saying, send me a picture of your grandpa's gun, send me a picture. And he couldn't because it was confiscated by police. So he knew that gun would connect directly to him. That's not confused. That's kind of smart.
That's right. And that's a very important part of his conversations with his romantic partner and roommate, where he seems the most thinking about the rifle and trying to get it back. So he does mention that he's unsure whether the rifle will have a serial number and be traced back to him because it's an old weapon. It is his grandfather's, 1000%. In those messages that we have seen with his romantic interest, Tyler Robinson was hyper-focused in getting that rifle, and he knew it was the major thing tying him to the crime, and that's why he remained in the area trying to retrieve it.
Well, I guess, it's the sneaky FBI, according to Candace Owens again. They knew not only that the murder weapon belonged to Tyler Robinson, had been gifted to him by his grandpa, but also in those texts, this, completely belies any claim that he was confused. He says to the roommate in text, hey, go drop what you're doing. His words, not mine. Go under my keyboard to my computer and get rid of this piece of paper that says, hey, I'm going to have a chance to shoot Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. So I guess the FBI either planted that under his computer and then texted about it. My point, which is total, complete BS, but my point is here that he is by far from confused. Would you agree, Hermanio Rodriguez?
Yeah, that's another way that we know he planned this attack, because after he did it, we know that he had left something in the apartment for the roommate to find. Right after the shooting, they contact the roommate and say, hey, check under the keyboard. So there's more premeditation and planning, obviously.
And speaking of the long gun, Tracy Brown, and you're saying he didn't seem to understand the gravity, or he couldn't take in the gravity of the car crash, and he was acting really cavalier and casual guy in front of the police that responded to the crash. But here, and after the shooting, we actually see him, and this is thanks to Candace Owens. She came up with this DQ, Dairy Queen photo of him hanging around in the area. He wanted to leave the area, but he wanted to go and retrieve the long gun. It's like he doesn't understand. He was more worried, that his dad was going to get mad about the long gun. That's what he was upset about. He didn't seem to understand the gravity that he just murdered someone, according to police. This shot from Candace Owens. What about it, Tracy?
Well, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So I am not surprised that he was aloof about the situation that he had just created, like in killing someone. It's the same way that he handled the car wreck. So 100% not surprised. And this is how he does things.
Yeah. But Tracy Brown, I hear what you're saying, and I want to follow up on that with our shrink, forensic psychologist Allison Paganelli, joining us from the Atlanta jurisdiction. Disconnected to what you've done. I see that all the time in killers, because people aren't real to them. They're objects. They don't feel human empathy toward their victim or the victim's family. So being disconnected does not rise to legal insanity that you don't know right from wrong at the time of the incident, does it?
It does not. In fact, any sort of mental condition that is just based on a pattern of criminal behavior or antisocial traits, lack of empathy, would not qualify.
All right, real quick. Does anybody got bingo? Does anybody got bingo? I'm not doing well. Somebody said I should have bingo by now. I'm not doing well. I still need leaks and weird or military and hunch. I think that's probably the best I got going. I guess I could get like a trust me, bro scenario, but not really. I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well at all on my bingo here. Anybody got bingo? Dog, this is terrible, man. I'm getting skunked in my own bingo game. I'm going to make up something. Hey, you know what? This is my game. I agree. This is my game. If you feel like Nancy Grace, if you laughed at Nancy Grace for any reason, anything she said today made you laugh, you just laughed at her, you scoffed at her, whatever like that, you can have the word hunch. I'm going to give you that because you laughed at her and it just made you laugh. I don't even care. Also, if you notice that everybody that they pull on here is a female, if you notice that, like, dang, they only had one guy. If you notice that and you said to yourself that that was weird, I'm going to give you that as well. There you go. There you go. I think, look, I got to agree with you, Kay, my way. She is kind of ridiculous. She is kind of weird. If you want to get in, the mods will drop the link to the game. You can pull up your own. Now, I can't see your bingo board, though. That's it, though. That's the thing. I can't see your bingo board. I want to find a way that we can play and we can all see them simultaneously. That would be dope. I can't find a way to do that yet. So here's the bingo board. Thank you so much, Tina. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. Let me star that. But if you want to play, jump in. We only got about 4 more minutes left on here. But anyway, so at the current moment, if she says military, I'm good. And if she says leaks, I'm golden. All right. Anyway, maybe I'll come up with some other reasons. I'll come up with some reason, throw out some bingos out there. Let's get it going. We're done.
For even the first step of an insanity defense.
Just released.
They got a lot of commercials.
Dispatch audio has only poured fuel on the flame. Listen.
Here we go again. Can you just add a sub to the case documenting that there was no autopsy? And 287, I'll be clear to the hospital. I need an officer at Timpanogos Hospital to come stage in the emergency room bay.
This from @Hustle on X. Straight out to Sydney Sumner, joining us, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Apparently, the original death certificate was signed by a doctor at the hospital. Remember, Kirk was taken straight to the hospital. And so that is where the death certificate came from. The death certificate, isn't that right so far, Sydney Sumner?
Yes, absolutely.
Straight out to special guest joining us now, Dr. Priya Banerjee, board-certified forensic pathologist, anatomic pathologist with Anchor Forensic Pathology Consulting. Dr. Priya, thank you so much for being with us. Dr. Priya, while the death certificate may have been issued at the hospital, that does not preclude Kirk's body being sent for autopsy, does it?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. First of all, I would say that anytime there's trauma involved, a regular doctor, even an ER doctor, can't sign the death certificate. So that death certificate is null and void. They're not legally allowed to do that. So what will happen is that he'll go for an autopsy, even if the cause of death is somewhat obvious. But we really need to document what was injured, do it systematically, and then issue a death certificate.
Herminia Rodriguez joining us, chief U.S. reporter, DailyMail.com. As of tonight, has the autopsy report, the official COD, cause of death, been released?
No, we have not seen an autopsy report, and that has, as you said, fueled further speculation.
Back to Dr. Priya Banerjee joining us, a forensic pathologist. Dr. Priya, a slowdown in the release of an autopsy report could be due to any number of things. You got to wait on toxicology. with all of the conspiracy theories floating around out there, I think many of them will be put to rest once we get the official autopsy report. What do you think is the holdup? Why no report yet?
Well, I think you're absolutely right in that, you know, even if the autopsy is completed, the exam, the report is very detailed. There's other studies that need to be done, like toxicology. That does not happen overnight. And obviously, in any case, but a high-profile case, we want to dot our I's, cross our T's. So I don't know if there's any special analysis being done, but there's also like different rules state to state. I mean, you know, there could be legal issues where you would, you know, be able to chime in more than I as to why the report may not even be released, especially with an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, it could be any number of reasons, but now the conspiracy theorists are claiming the government will use their own doctors to effect a cover-up. The theories even go as far as attacking Charlie Kirk's widow. The mother of his children is not immune from conspiracy theorists. As you will recall, at his memorial, Erica Kirk raised up an I love you sign. Now that is being twisted around to claim that she is actually putting up the devil's horns. The video you're seeing right there is from Turning Point, but anyone familiar with sign language knows, hi, I love you. That's what she's doing. I love you, abbreviated. They won't even leave his widow alone. We are also learning that, speaking of Erica Kirk, to Sydney Sumner, are there also theories that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered the hit and that Erica is actually an Israeli spy named Honeypot?
Yes. Unfortunately, that is a rumor that is going around that just gets a whoa, really? Reaction from me personally.
Hold on. Wait. Okay. If they are not, look, Honeypot, I'm giving you, if you're playing bingo with us, Honeypot, oh my gosh, I'm giving you bees. You can have bees. If they just say Honeypot, I've never heard this before in my life. Wow. This show has been amazing. The amount of I've never heard before is pretty staggering. What in the world is that? She's a spy? Y'all, man, how do y'all sleep at night? That is crazy work. How do I have none on this side though? Like not a one. That's crazy. I need leaks, man. Military or what I got. If you're playing bingo with us, we don't take anything with Candaspiracy seriously anymore. Okay, what does it say real quick? Utah law is that any death outside of a healthcare facility, i.e. hospital, must have an autopsy, definitely required by law in any homicide. Okay, and they're going to, it doesn't sound like they didn't do it. People are just speculating because they didn't have, I don't know why people are doing this. I'll be honest with you. Yo, now she is a spy? Wow. Y'all, that one right there took me away. All right, so you can have bees for that one for sure. Dog, man, come on, give me what I need. I need military. I need leaks. Yeah, I need military. I need leaks. Man, this is crazy work. All right, let's get done. Bring this back in, Jason. All right, let's go. Wow.
So the rumor is that Charlie Kirk, who has been vocal in his support of Israel, was kind of coming to a point that he was no longer going to be offering them his support in this conflict. So,
okay, you know what? I'm just going to stop you right there. I don't want to add fuel to the flame.
Dang. She said, I'm done with this.
And now we remember an American hero, Sergeant Mary Ricard, Colorado Department of Corrections, killed in the line of duty,
military,
leaving behind grieving husband Timothy and 4 children. American hero, Sergeant Mary Ricard. Thank you to our guests, but especially to you for being with us. Nancy Grace signing off. I'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, good night, friend.
Why does she talk like that? Why does Nancy Grace talk like that? Why does Nancy Grace talk like that? Why does she whisper? All right, anyway. Oh, man. I didn't get bingo, y'all. Oh, man. Did anybody get bingo? I sleep at night because I don't pay attention to any of the conspiracies. I'm with you. I'm just like, the people that are making them, though, that's got to be some nasty work. I've never heard that one. Oh, man, we almost hit it, too. I need to know and donors. Okay, so we will definitely be ready tonight. I mean, look, I like a conspiracy every now and then, but this is definitely over the top. Definitely over the top. Yeah, that was the first time I heard that one. And the framing your manhood, that one was different. Yeah, I'm starting to just. Oh my gosh, Derek? Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, though. All right. I appreciate y'all so much. This has been fun. No, they didn't say TPUSA, man. They really didn't. I'm kind of mad. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm going to go look, see if I can find another quick video because I got to win. I got to play bingo. I got to win. Anyway, y'all, I wanted to jump on here and say thank y'all so much for supporting the channel last month. It was crazy. So many of you all became subscribers. Y'all hit that like button. All that kind of stuff like that was definitely over the top. So I just want to say thanks. I was tapping in just to say that and wanted to see if this bingo game worked. Clearly, I think we got it working right. I like it. So we got the bingo game working, and then we're just having fun. So I'm trying to find a short video we can finish up, see if we can get bingo somehow. Let me see. All right, let me find another short one. We can't leave on a cliffhanger, y'all. We gotta get some winners up in here. All right, let me see I'm gonna find a short video where I think they're probably gonna use some of the words that we need. I got a feeling this is it. Somebody gonna get bingo off of this one. I don't even know who this guy is. It's Brad Plabemo. Let me bring it in. Y'all can see it. All right. We're gonna finish playing bingo, y'all. This is such a professional show. It's only 13 minutes, so let me bring it in. Let's go. All right. We're finishing up our bingo game. Let's go.
Mean that every single person that is continuing on in the organization is guilty of murder. I mean, I think we want answers, but we shouldn't be like, this person's definitely a murderer because they're not providing the answers.
Is she suggesting what I think she's suggesting?
She did.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another breaking video where I react to breaking news and viral moments. And this time we got to talk about Candace Owens because the mega influencer and YouTube star who millions and millions of people are still tuning into, she's back and she's talking about the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk. And frankly, things are getting kind of unhinged. They're getting kind of kooky, kind of crazy. And she is now suggesting or spreading at least and promoting the notion that Turning Point USA may have killed Charlie Kirk in some kind of an inside job.
All right, TPUSA. If you need TPUSA, you got it. All right. And look, I guarantee I'm going to get a Trust Me Bro. So I'm almost there. I need leaks. I need Trust Me Bro. And I need military. And I can get 3-way bingo. Leaks to, 3-way bingo. You got bingo. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, TPUSA counts. Bingo. There we go. Come on. There we go. We got some winners in the building. All right. If I get bingo, I'm going to go ahead and drop 10 memberships to the channel. There we go. We're going to do that as well. This is craziness. What kind of professional show is this, Jason? Let's go.
We're going to take a look at the clip of Candace that's making the rounds. I did watch her full episode, so I know the context as well, and we'll talk about it. But first, guys, just remember my starting principle. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
I like him
Not
already.
to say nothing crazy in the world has ever happened. Never happened. Not to say there are no conspiracy theories that are true. But before you go and spread something very serious and very grave, an allegation to millions of people, you better have some receipts. And, well, without further ado, let's take a look.
Another thing that I really do not like, and it is bothering me and is eating at me, is the fact that Turning Point will not release the footage, okay? I don't understand it. Every excuse that I have been handed for why they won't release it makes no sense to me. If you are under pressure, if people are starting to look at you funny as an organization, if they're thinking that, whether rightfully or wrongfully, if they are suspecting because they see this footage of someone quickly remove the SD cards, that you guys had something to do with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and you quite literally have footage that in theory should vindicate yourself, why wouldn't you release it?
Okay, so just pausing here for some context, she's talking about the fact that after Charlie was shot, a TPUSA staffer went up and took out the SD card of a camera they had set up. There's footage from behind Charlie, I believe, that hasn't been released publicly. Now, the thing that Candace is not saying, and I don't understand why she's leaving this out of this, because she mentioned this in a previous episode, is that they showed her that footage. The person got on a call with her and showed her that footage. So she has seen that footage.
Okay, I'm going to stop him stopping her because I don't believe she saw that footage. I believe that she was saying that to let you all kind of believe that she was, you know, she had some inside scoop. I don't believe she actually saw that footage. And the reason I say that is because she doesn't use terminology, and she didn't use words and terminology that make me think that she saw it. And she hasn't mentioned it again since. Because if she had seen it before and she would say, hey, I saw the footage. I know what it says. You should release it. She doesn't even say it here. She doesn't even mention, by the way, I've seen the footage. You need to release this footage. She just says release it as if she's never seen it. I don't believe she's seen it. Okay. I'm going to stop interrupting my man. I almost got bingo, by the way. If you're jumping into the best live chat on the internet, we're playing bingo. I need military. I have no idea how this entire side is emptied out. That's crazy. That is so crazy. I need military. I need leaks. And I feel, and Trust Me Bro. Actually, I think Trust Me Bro is going to be the easiest one. I could probably just give that to myself right now. If you have free space and you want free space, you're welcome to have free space only if you hit the like button. All right. And you know what? Okay. I'm feeling kind. I'm feeling kind today. It's Thankful Tuesday, Thankful Thursday. If you drop a green heart in the chat, I am going to give you random person. I need random person. Oh, good. Because then I can get quadruple this way. All right. You got random person if you put a green heart in the chat. Just put a green heart in the chat. It don't matter. Just put a green heart in the chat. Just drop it. And there you go. Now you got random person. So you got random person. And yeah, we good. We cooking. This is so professional, man. This is so professional. I tell you, man, this is the best live chat on the internet. Let's go. Let's get it.
They simply don't want it released publicly. They've turned it over to the FBI, to the police, the local police. They have that footage. she's seen that footage.
Allegedly.
She knows there's nothing in it.
Allegedly.
Because surely if there was, she would tell us that proves some big conspiracy or suggests it's an inside job from TPUSA. And yet she's, I don't know, casting these aspersions saying rightly or wrongly, people are suggesting TPUSA may have killed Charlie. What do you mean? How are you presenting that as a some people are saying when you've seen the footage you're referencing and know that there's nothing in it, or surely you would tell us to suggest such a thing? It's just the idea that people inside TPUSA would conspire to kill Charlie Kirk.
Crazy work.
Is such a, when he was such a beloved figure, and that is such a, there's no evidence of that. The FBI, the local police, no one has even suggested such a thing. It's such a bold claim that to even entertain it like this, you should have some sort of evidence, not just like wish casting about this mysterious footage that you've actually seen, by the way. And the fact they don't release it, I don't know. Maybe Charlie's widow doesn't want more footage of him being killed on the internet for her children to see one day. Like, I actually think it's pretty normal or that people wouldn't want unnecessary extra footage of a murder to just be floating around for crazy people to dissect on the internet. That doesn't seem that suspicious or crazy to me. But I don't know, maybe I'm just a sheeple. Like I'm just got the wool pulled over my eyes. I don't know.
Think about that. It's just in your own capacity. If somebody is saying you are guilty of anything, if they're like, Candace, you are absolutely guilty of breaking into my car. And I'm like, I have a camera right here that shows that I did not break into your car. Would it make sense if I was like, but I'm not going to release that?
Okay, but like, no, there's no serious allegation against TPUSA that they killed their own founder.
This is some nasty work, y'all. This is some nasty work. I do like this guy. I like him. I literally just picked his video. You know what? Real quick, let me make sure I subscribe to his channel. I like him. I don't know. Hey, he's won me over. Won me over. And I'm going to drop some green hearts in there. Bada bing. All right. Yeah, I like him. Okay, I like his approach. Okay, let's go. Yeah, Candace, nobody's taking your argument seriously of what you're saying. That is so wild, man. Okay, I got to finish this up.
I understand that some crazy people on the internet are saying that. And I'm sure if they were to be charged with some sort of crime, they would show the footage in their defense. But it's like the idea that you have some obligation to preemptively release anything, even if the widow would prefer it to be private, because some crazy people on the internet are suggesting something insane, doesn't track to me. Like it's not the same thing as somebody accusing you of breaking them into your car. It's like, if you're a public figure, and Candace surely knows this, people are out there are going to be saying crazy stuff. And if you constantly responded to all of it and released all your private information constantly to debunk it, I mean, one, they would just find, the people who are truly dedicated to that would just find a reason to still believe it. And then you're actually legitimizing to even respond to such an outlandish allegation.
That's the point.
In absence of any evidence or any serious credible person making it, is actually drawing attention to it and sort of legitimizing it in a way where, of course, TPUSA wouldn't want to do that. I'm sure Candace has faced crazy accusations from people on the internet saying stuff about her that's not true and just ignored it, because sometimes that's the best course of action. I don't know.
You know, and also, let me also think of just thought of this as well. Following Candace's logic, I need to release footage that I did not do it. And you do too. There's 132 people in the best live chat on the internet. You have to release information and prove that you didn't do it. Like, that's insane. Can you imagine what would happen to the police station and investigators if everybody started releasing data like to show that they didn't do it? Like Ring cameras and cell phone data, and just get flooded with information because they don't want to be assumed that they did it. That's totally bonkers. Matter of fact, if you did not participate in that, his name is Brad. Somebody asked, who is he? His name is Brad. I don't want to butcher his last name. Plabant. I'm going to butcher it. I'm sorry. Here it is. I'll drop the link in the chat. Polombo. I'll just drop the link in the chat. Seems like a pretty, thank you so much. There we go. Thank you, Tina. On it. I love them. And matter of fact, if you subscribe to his channel, there we go. If you subscribe to his channel, I will give you, let's do tip line shout out. All right. If you subscribe to his channel and I take your word for it that you did it, Polombo. Thank you, Just Rhonda. Okay. So if you, I'm trying to get blackout bingo. If you have subscribed to his channel, you can have tip line shout out. I'm trying my best. You see, I'm stacking the deck to get myself bingo, right? You see where I'm going. Oh, if you're already subbed. Okay. If you already have subbed to him and you were subbed already before I told you to, you can have, I'm so dastardly. I can't do that because then I would get bingo right off the bat. You can have gut. I know somebody needed gut. There you go. So now you can have gut. I'm trying to get blackout bingo, y'all. Because I already know there's two words that I heard him say. I just haven't clicked them yet. Right. Trust me, bro. Yeah. I'm about to drop trust me, bro, in a second and get that. And then I'm going to get the I feel. So I'm setting it up. Shout out for sure. If you subscribe to him, then there you go. Oh, wait, you don't have what you need, Tina? Because Tina is the best mod next to Tina is the best Tina mod that I got. So let me know. Let me know what you need, and we will make sure that happens sometime soon. All right, let's get done with this, y'all. We need to be serious, man. This is a serious show.
I'm not going to release that because it's not right. It's not right for me to release. What? It makes no sense. I don't understand why they would not release this. The idea that it's because, well, the feds are saying the feds cannot arrest you. Last I checked, the feds cannot bring charges against you for releasing footage that you own. And since when do we trust the feds?
Well, the feds in this case are Kash Patel and the FBI from the Trump administration. So I don't know. I feel like MAGA conservative organization like TPUSA would not necessarily want to inherently distrust them. There's no reason to believe they would want to do anything other than get to the bottom of who actually killed their friend and a beloved Trump supporter inside the movement. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me that they would trust the feds and listen to the feds in this case. And regardless, there may be other reasons they don't want to release it, like the privacy and whatever maybe Erica Kirk's wishes may be. I don't know. Again, Candace does not mention that she's seen this footage. In a previous episode, she talked about how the guy called her and showed her the footage over like FaceTime or Zoom or something.
That's why I don't think she saw it. I think she was being dishonest there. I don't believe she saw this footage. I don't think she saw this footage at all. I think she's being dishonest and she's not been able to keep up with her story because she's being dishonest. That's just my little 2 cents.
And she got to see it for herself. So she's acting like there's some mysterious bombshell, but she would know, and she hasn't actually pointed that out. It feels like a glaring omission to me, but maybe my brain's just not open enough to understand the Matrix or whatever.
Feds. Certainly Charlie didn't. He didn't believe we were getting the truth about the Epstein files and things of that nature. So I don't accept that.
I actually think that Charlie Kirk did trust and view favorably Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, the two people who are in charge of the FBI. And while he may have been unhappy with them not fully releasing the Epstein files like they said they were going to, which I think is a very legit critique because they promised that, I think he still viewed them as fundamentally people he would have trusted, actually. And I don't know that there's any reason to suggest he thought they were captured by the deep state cabal or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? We got to get this game going. All right. Since Candace just said that she knows that Charlie did not trust the feds, that's a true trust me, bro. Let's go. Absolutely. So now I got bingo on the bottom. I got bingo right here. Absolutely. And now I'm going to go. I know she said I feel. I know she has, but I'm going to wait for a second. And I'm also waiting to try to score military and leaks. Let's go. Let's go. I got bingo. I got bingo. You put bingo in the chat if you got bingo. I got bingo to the second power. Wait, what do you need? A line? What you need? You need a lifeline? What you need? Oh, let me tell you something. If you think I'm being unprofessional now, wait until I release Candaspiracy Jeopardy. Y'all have not seen how ridiculous I can be. If you think, man, Jason is ridiculous, that dude is crazy. Let me tell you, you have not seen insane until you've seen Candaspiracy Jeopardy. We're going to play that real soon. Don't you worry. It's ridiculous. It is. I was setting it up last night like, yo, this is insane. You're not ready. You're not ready for this. You did not wake up for the insanity that I can unleash on you. You didn't wake up for this. All right, let's get this done. Let's go. We gotta make it something special. I gotta make it something special. Translation. I got a whole bunch of dad responsibilities this week and this weekend, so I can't do it this weekend. That's basically what I'm trying to say. All right, let's go.
That said, I also want to be clear that it doesn't mean that every single person that is continuing on in the organization is guilty of murder. I mean, I think we want answers, but we should be like, this person's definitely a murderer because they're not providing the answers.
What?
She just said, I feel.
She's like, well, not everyone involved in TPUSA is a murderer. Don't assume everyone is. What do you mean? We have no reason to believe that anyone in TPUSA is a murderer. You skipped a couple steps there, babe. I don't even know how to engage with this. She's saying, guys, don't assume everybody that still works for TPUSA is a murderer. Why would we even for a second think anyone at TPUSA was involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk? Because they haven't released footage that you've seen that doesn't have any evidence of
allegedly.
Candace still has friends and knows people inside TPUSA, and yet she's casually suggesting, well, yeah, some of them might all be murderers, but not all, guys. Don't overgeneralize. What? I fear, and I have compassion for Candace because she lost a dear friend here, but that doesn't, and so it's I don't know. People process grief and trauma in different ways, and maybe this is part of her grief journey, but the part that makes it indefensible is that she's spreading this message to millions of people, and she is just casually flirting with and spreading such a grave and deadly serious accusation against TPUSA without any evidence or reason to believe any such thing. Like, it's really, really not okay to accuse people of potentially being involved in murder or suggesting, I don't know, maybe or not, maybe he was an inside job, when you just have absolutely nothing to go off of, and you're just using people's lack of revealing public footage of a murder publicly footage of a murder that's already on camera, that people are traumatized by the footage, not releasing more of it. And then you're saying, well, they won't release it because who knows what's in it, but you've literally seen it. Nothing about this makes sense. And it just, well, she's entitled to grieve in her own way. And maybe this is part of that. It's the use of her public platform that I just don't think is okay or acceptable or responsible, because you're spoon feeding these unsubstantiated theories to millions and millions of people. And some of them might believe it. And God forbid any of them act on it and do something horrible against TPUSA for revenge against some of whom may be murderers. I don't know. It all feels like such a terrible way to respond to this tragedy. And there's also the element that she's turning this into a 15-part investigative series that she's doing ad reads on and getting millions and millions of views. And there's something about that just feels off and exploitative to me, not some genuine search for the truth. This is all somehow about making it about her again, and how she's the only one willing to ask the tough questions or whatever. And I think this is a new low, and I really find it contemptible to be spreading conspiracy theories like this with no evidence at all. But that's just me. You guys let me know what you...
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what we got. All right. Woo! All right. I got bingo 3 ways. So I got random person because I just gave it out. Hunch, trust me, bro, bees, and gut. But then I got bingo this way. Trust me, bro, feds, free space. And you too can have the free space if you hit the like button. TPUSA and best friend. And then diagonally, we got tip line shout out. I feel, again, free space, Charlie, and a random person. Okay, I did better than I thought. I did not think I was going to get that. I was thinking it was going to be military. I just knew military was going to show up. Military did not show up. What do we got here? What do we got here? Wait, all right, trashing candidates, and why are you doing it? Well, thank you so much, Just Rhonda. I will tell you something else. I mentioned also earlier that when people drop links and people put hashtags or people use profanity, those comments don't populate on the YouTube platform. They go into a holding pattern, a holding bin where I have to authorize and approve them. So that's one thing. But then also, because of you all were just crushing it last month, there's a lot of comments, just regular comments that I have not seen yet. Just the regular run-of-the-mill great comments. I just haven't been able to address. I try my best to at least give them a like and a heart, if you notice that, and I just haven't been able to do it. So if these people didn't, if somebody don't like me, okay, fine. If they think I'm trashing Candace, then I just ask them, why is Candace trashable? There you go. That's my only question. All right. Oh my gosh, that was fun, y'all. Thank you so much. So I wanted, if you just jumped in, I was trying to see if this worked. We're gonna play Candy Bingo tonight when she drops her video, because you know she's gonna do it because rain is wet. We know it. So we're gonna do Candy Bingo tonight, and so I just want to make sure that it all worked. It looks like it works fine, and so that being the case, we're gonna do this tonight. I will drop the link. What I'll do is when I upload the announcement about the video, I'll put the link to bingo in the description and pin it to the comment as well. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, came my way. I just said I was going to do that, didn't I? Let me go ahead and drop those memberships right now. So there's no way I can give them out to anyone specific. I just drop them out. YouTube gives them to me and I just drop them and they go to wherever they go. So hopefully you'll get one. I just dropped 5 and now I'm going to drop the other 5. So welcome to all the new members. If you got one, let me know. Well, you already a member. Came my way. You got to upgrade. There you go. It did it. Well, there you go. Shout out to all the new members. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. That is hilarious. There's no way to they don't allow you. They just say, hey, you have these memberships, give them out, and you give them out. And lo and behold, look at that. God is blessing. Shout out. But I do want to say thank you again. The whole point of today, this morning, was just to jump on and say thank you so much for your support of the channel last month. Look, you guys blew my socks off. I would show you my feet, but y'all did not want that. And you all just been amazing. So thank you to everybody, whether this is your first video you've ever seen of me or you've been on here since day one, welcome. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for jumping into the best live chat on the internet. Thank you for making this community just a lot of fun. And it's great to have y'all. I'm looking forward to doing this more. And you all have asked, so of course I want to keep giving you content that you enjoy. So if you don't mind, matter of fact, the Nancy Grace video, somebody emailed that to me and said this might be a good one to check out. So shout out to them. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We will be doing Candace Bingo tonight. We're gonna do it at 6 o'clock my time because I have to go pick up my second born. But we'll have a good time nonetheless. And who knows what we might find. We might find some more shenanigans tonight. But I appreciate y'all a lot. Thank you so much. It'll be a watch party tonight at 6. The watch party. Let me call it by the right name. The Candace Owens watch party tonight will be at 6 p.m. tonight. Because I've been calling it a watch party. I shouldn't call it something else. And that's that. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate each of y'all. Thank you for jumping in this morning. And this is my brother calling me. Let me see what he needs. But everybody, thank you again. I will see you real soon. Until then, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whitt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.